You don't like the life I live. Girl, let's talk about it. Alright, I'm always on the grind. Yeah, let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl, let's talk about it. Say you don't like this life of mine. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, I'm always on the grind. We can talk about it. Okay, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my mind. Girl,
Happy
let's talk
Thursday.
about it. Say you
Yeah.
don't like this life of mine. Let's talk
Talk
about
about
it.
it.
Okay, I'm always on the grind. Girl, let's talk about it. Yeah, I gotta shine. Let's talk about it. Always got money on my
Alright,
mind.
yeah,
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. There we go. Let's talk about it. Happy Thursday. God body. Empress Indigo. Shit now, what's popping? What's the business? Ah yeah. She been showering. We cannot hear you, goddess. We can oh yeah, there we go. God, she did that.
Woo,
Oh
y'all
yeah,
good.
look.
I'm over here waiting this feather at y'all, making sure y'all good. Okay. Make sure everybody get on
For
the.
real. I hope y'all are good.
Yeah.
And we doing everything today for educational purposes. Everything is alleged. As
Yeah.
y'all see, the
Um,
copyrights disclaimer.
this is a skit, and I don't know what I'm speaking about.
There we go. There we go. It's a skit. So
This
we just want y'all to learn.
we are
Yeah, it
actors.
might open up your brain cell. Bam. Woo wee. Hey, right there. Hey, we're definitely actors, and we
and,
about
and
to
the
act.
and the
Hey, we about
stage
to
is
act.
set. Is the stage set?
Ah,
Hold on,
yeah.
let me hold on. I got something for y'all.
There we
'Cause
go. There we go.
they don't look. They be messing with us, so we be having a. All right, we got a little bit of razzle.
Ooh, y'all feel that energy? Hey, it's electricity. It's electricity in the building. Happy Thursday. Look, today we're going straight in to truth on the Mississippi River drought. George Soros retires. Y'all aware of who George Soros is? You know, we definitely gonna get to that. And then third thing that we couldn't even put in the title, the adrenochrome shortage. What is
Mm,
adrenochrome? Is it there we oh man, let's get ding. Y'all hear that? Hey, we
I'm
actors.
sorry.
This is for educational purposes only. Yeah. God body, Empress Indigo. Let's go straight in. What is your take? What is your take? What is your
What
take?
what what we starting
Yeah.
with?
Let's put you over here in the driver's seat. All right. You say all right. Yeah, where you feel
What,
comfortable.
what are we
Where,
starting with?
there we go. You are in the leader the ship of leadership. Um, we got.
Oh,
Let's start
okay.
with
So
the Mississippi drought. Let's start with the Mississippi drought. What does this mean? When the Mississippi River starts drying up. I mean, we got a folklore. What is going on?
okay, so they got the biblical prophecy, which is based in Africa. Okay. Then you have the Hopi prophecy, which is the indigenous Tamari Turtle Island American um prophecy. So basically, when the Mississippi River dries up, some angels are going to be released. Okay. Now, if you read about the Nile, that's the Nile River that's supposed to dry up in Africa, right? I think it's already dried up. You can go look it up.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
both rivers of prophecy have dried up.
Right up.
So, it just states that angels will be released because they have been held down by that water for a long time. So, if you anybody go look it up, they actually found in Africa the angel coffins. They were huge, and they're opened up, which means that they've already been released.
God body, God body. I take that insight and I'm gonna
Yeah.
add to it. Add to it. I think naturally, anytime you see something recede, you start seeing water recede, or you start seeing anything leave. There's gonna be something that comes back after that. You know, is it angels being released? Is it something from the abyss of the ocean that's being released? Is there something from the sky that's coming? I think it's all yet to be seen. Like I say, I think we actors. Um, I think that there's lights that have been in the sky. There's a lot of things that are taking place. But I do know when water recedes, if you're at the ocean and all the water recedes, it is a typhoon coming. Like there's something huge coming. Man, it's crazy because when they had the tsunamis, when they had those tsunamis, they say all the tourists were like at the beach, and when they started seeing the water go back, they were following the water as it went back. But the people that were from the island that actually knew what that meant, they were all like trying to get away from where the beach area they had left. But the tourists they were following it, and then the tsunamis hit, and the majority of what did it kill? Like tourist people who go to work every day, people who are not aware. So I say with the Mississippi River drought taking place in the Nile River, I say it's be aware. Be aware because we're in major times as to go to the next person that we talk about. George
Right.
Soros retiring. Why do you think this is? Why do you think the light should be put on George Soros thinking about retiring right?
Well, that's their boss. That's everybody boss. You feel me? Everybody should be concerned. Their boss is retiring. What does that mean for everybody? What does that mean for Black Lives Matter? Because a lot of people don't even know that George Soros runs and has created, he's the founder of Black Lives Matter. So that's why the news stations can't cover it because, again, their boss is retiring. We do have a video of it though. Like if people like proof.
Hey, so
People
you
like
said
proof.
to speak on people liking proof, um, and prophecies of the Nile River receding and all this. So Bill Gates recently had a press conference as to where a lot of accusations and different things were brought up to his character. Um, some people feel like a lot of the politicians can't even really they can't really go out in public. Like these politicians are actually in fear of regular people because of some of the I don't know the energy they put out there. But with that being said,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They
So
prophecy said
go.
world leaders wouldn't be able to go outside. They'd be hunted and killed if they were to show their face in public, which seems true to me.
Wow. So I mean, you think about that. If that's even a possibility, of the thought of the people that actually vote and that have the power that make the rule over the land, if they're in fear of the public, what type of rule do you think could possibly exist amongst people? Is depopulation? This is a topic that people, you know, I hear a lot of depopulation. Is this a real thing? Are there really politicians that possibly? It's just a thought that possibly could vote for things, foods you eat, mandatory medicines you take to actually help with depop. Is that possible? I mean, I want to know in your thoughts. We just
I mean,
educational
so
purposes only.
right, we're actors. So the World Health Organization earlier this year stated that the prior pandemic was over and the upcoming pandemic will start. And that was anybody can look that up. They said that out of their own mouth. So now you got to point the finger at Fauci because him and Gates and Soros, because to be honest, those are the three main health wannabe puppeteers. You feel me? Um, yeah, I think it's possible through another pandemic, another chemical warfare. That's all this is. People don't understand. Like you watch a movie, and they go and they take a chemical and put it through the air vent at the airport, and everybody died. That's them showing us different ways to get people. Then you got, what is that, Europe or wherever that is over there, talking about they got some flu thing. So they said the bird flu was gonna take people out. Now look at it, people dying again, but they still eat. They still eating the birds though. Like that makes sense.
So is it even possible to change the narrative? Um, is it even possible to change the narrative? Um,
To
yeah,
fix this,
yeah. Is it even possible?
this goes back to the prophecy, to the world reset. Everybody said, "Oh, they're seeing two suns in the sky and this and that." This is just all of this goes back to prophecy, all of it. Um, there will be another world reset. We have proof of nuclear war from prior resets. So no one's gonna take it serious. That's why I said we're Moses. No one listened to Moses. You feel me? Who was that? Tutmos? I'm. No one listened to him.
Yeah, that
So
real talk.
we 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 can only speak to who's gonna listen and
And,
who
and
knows. You know.
and that's the thing because they are definitely showing proof that um there has been machinery that has went in the ocean or where they have hollowed out mountains. Um, there's definitely technologies enough to a point to where something is controlling when things should exist and when it shouldn't exist for a long time. Um, when we look at all these things and talk about God or the ancestors, like you say, prophecy, a lot of things we can see, and maybe that sight is to correct, or maybe that sight is just to experience and just let it happen. Because we struggle sometimes on what topics to not struggle. We bounce around what topics to throw out there, what to actually give to the people, like what they want to hear about, what they don't want to hear about, and sometimes it does come off like nobody wants to hear about intelligent things.
Right.
The like the majority of music. Now I know a lot of this even exists for me sometimes. Sometimes when I'm out, it's a certain music where they saying all the BS, but it really gets your blood flow. It gets you, and I think we get addicted to this adrenaline or this adrenaline high to the point with the music and all this stuff. We feel it. Then some people start visualizing it. Then they take it with music. And I want to go from this adrenaline that starts running into your body because when you're a child and you're innocent, they consider this adrenochrome. Um, there's several movies where people see vampires, where vampires is going, I want to drink your blood, and they scare people to a point to where it gives them a hypnotic trance every time the vampire drinks the blood. They go in a hypnotic trance. So, when you say the word adrenochrome and you talk about this hypnotic trance, is this a real reality or is this like and a figment of the imagination too? Is this just a word that people throw out, or people are not even aware of this word?
I don't think that people are aware of this word. I've met so many people who don't even know what it is or the idea of it. Um, it reminds me of when people look at you and say, "By the blood of Jesus." That's exactly what it reminds me of personally.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, I got a download for real. Like when I first got started getting downloads, and the ancestors were telling me like, you I want you to know that you cannot imagine something that is impossible. You can't think of something that can't happen. Um, if you can imagine it, then just know it's possible. You can't. There's nothing out of this world. Everything is has been done. You can't imagine something that cannot be done. So that took me to realizing that everybody and everything under the sun was real. Everything they show us on TV, they wouldn't even be showing us vampires if it wasn't real. They wouldn't be showing us mermaids if it makes absolutely no sense. If it didn't even spark their imagination, they wouldn't even be showing us. So you got to make it make sense. But We were talking about this, and somebody's releasing a flying car next year. So you got to be
I
like,
seen that. I seen that.
y'all ready?
He
That's why
said he want him on the road by 2025.
I be telling motherfuckers, buckle up. But they think I'm always playing. I'm not playing.
Flying cars, man. I think a lot of people gonna get left behind, but they saying those cars can only go 110 miles right now. As they stand, they saying that they're looking to try to get them regulated. It's only certain place, so they got these cars already
They
moving
have,
around already.
they have no access to the ethers. And the more this prophecy plays out, the less access they will have to the ethers. See, they're working on technology that was stolen and gifted to them from the last reset. You feel me? They still work. They still releasing that with their little placebo effect, whatever the hell they be doing, like releasing technology little by little that they've been had. That they don't got this new shit here.
Appreciate it. Nah, no, no power on this dominion, and that is to me that is the great thing about the times we in today is because we can make anything happen pretty much overnight if we choose to. But there is a huge accountability we have to have with actually connecting, like the each one teach one, because we said we was gonna do a podcast on if information should be sold, not told. Because a lot of times, if you don't sell somebody something, they don't even really take you serious. Hey, say God body, yeah. If they don't sell, you don't, yeah. Oh, girl, G Ma, shout out, God body, shout out to G Ma, but yeah. So yeah, I just say with the adrenaline, with the adrenochrome. I mean, a lot of people don't talk about that. Are vampires really real? Why would they show vampires if they're not real? Why do vampires go into a hypnotic state right after they drink the blood? They be like, they really into you know what I'm saying? They act like they just feeding, but there is something that does feed on the fear. Um, Something is scared when we start working together and actually communicating, talking and building things. Something is in fear. Like what is out? Because when we talk about this reset, it's like, oh, it's gonna happen again. Like, so is our God really the all-seeing great creator that makes us envision things as being real? We have to be part alien ourselves, anyways. Like, alien comes from the Egyptian word Elion, and when you look at this word and you get a scar on your arm, you will see your skin start pulling back together on the edges. It actually heals like it's pulling itself together. Um, she say adrenochrome, Enoch, wrong. Damn. So adrenochrome came from Rome. Is this what we speaking for real?
But
And
didn't
because yeah.
also come from Rome?
Whoa.
Draconian.
Wow.
So
Dang,
yeah, I
look at
think
what look at what we look.
the vampires are just really a host for the Draconian, the Vatican, exactly.
Is that where they at? I mean, so
Mm.
is that the whole thing for educational purposes only? Could this be with a hidden see? Hey, Angelique, G Mark, we need you up here. God body, we got some real life questions. It's
She,
accountability time.
she said she is not coming up. She is only visiting.
Oh, okay. All right, God body. Word life.
That's
Word life.
a minute before I got on.
Okay.
Look, national.
Oh, all right. See, yeah. She say she trying. Okay, look, word life. Yeah, we need to really get into this. And yeah, if we had a rainbow effect, the activity and the act could be a little different. I think the activity and the act could be
Yeah.
could be a little different.
You remember? I'm getting a lot of messages about like people are going crazy. But see, I made a live last year, And I tried to tell them when the Schumans started, because the Schumans was the same Hertz our entire life until last year. It started rising and it hasn't went back down. That's why so many people are rapidly passing away. So I made a live and I was telling them, like, you know, y'all ain't gonna take me serious, but people about to start flipping on y'all and acting crazy, and y'all need to really realize that they're not us. I don't care what nobody say. These people are not us. These are not even people. These things are not us. So I'm just getting a lot of talk about that, and I'm trying to tell people we living in Grand Theft Auto times. Y'all take it so light. Like I'm being very serious. Look at my face.
Yeah, trying to make you fire for real.
Very
Hey,
serious.
and the Schumann resonance has a ring to me because when it resonates in my mind, I think shoe man. It's saying shoe. Like it's separate. There is a real life separation taking place.
Going
Yeah,
on.
they
It's a
got
time. It's a timeline split.
I have
she's
no I I have
yeah.
no idea how long this is going to let me stay on. But I just sent you before I joined the live. I just sent you some pictures of a very close. My husband's here, very close friend of ours who is actually a reptilian. She sheds her skin. I'm not kidding.
Whoa.
Yeah, she used to do it on
Um,
stage. We used to strip together. That's how I met her. And her skin would shed. She was born without pores. I could tell you the whole story, but anyway, some other day. Anyway, adrenochrome. Yes. Now keep going. What were you go? Keep talking. I'm just gonna see how long that I'll actually be able to stay on.
are you gonna be able to stay on because we can hear you clear. But yeah, well,
Yeah,
Okay.
we
yeah.
can.
I can barely hear you guys, so I'm sorry if I'm yelling at you guys.
It's okay. You sound good. Um, we were just talking about the curse being reversed, and how people are flipping on people, and a lot of two colors are being shown right.
God
And
damn, it's crazy because we're all about this,
and
talking
I'm
about this
getting
stuff, right? But like we have, you got friends, we got friends. I mean, my husband, he's a man's man, down to earth, works at a man's man place, and what do you do again? He builds jet engines for, yeah. I go in and bless them, and he actually signs. He used to weld little blessings on each missile, so because he works and builds missiles. But yeah, we were just talking. Fuck, sorry guys, my
You
medicines
good?
got me beat. What were you just talking about again? About the
I
curse that we're all
I
reptilian. We all have reptilian in us, but
reptilian
there's
brain.
different kinds of reptilian. There's alpha Draco reptilians, which actually can't stand the green ones that have actually been here longer than us. It gets deep.
see, and that's where we want to go to.
So
We
we all have reptilian, all of
and,
us, even you
The
guys.
the reptilian
hey,
mind is
look,
what we were talking about recently,
there we
About
go,
what?
there we
and
go.
the reptilians have we have part reptilian brain, all of us, and that's why they call the rest of our DNA junk DNA, because we actually all really are born up. So if you never gain consciousness or learn who you are, you kind of always end up operating from the reptilian mind. That's that's what I was gonna say. But then about one smelling me at a job, like through the door and
Mm,
everything. Like he smelt me through the door and came out like I was a smell he knew. You
mm.
feel me? Um, you could see his little hunchback, and I quit that job that day. I sure did. Sure
You didn't
did.
want to get
He
you didn't
looked
want to get
like a
ate up.
lizard. If you know, honestly, whatever I am, he kind of just back up and left me alone.
See,
Because if because I say hotel I worked in, he could have easily ate me or whatever, dismembered me. But whatever I was and am was like, nah, bro, go ahead back in that room.
hey,
I'm gonna
see,
try again. I'm trying. What I wanted to tell you, and I'm gonna say it. I'm at the place in my life where I've always not really given a fuck, but I'm really not giving a fuck nowadays. And I do think that more white people have a harder time awakening to consciousness. Now, I'm gonna, God, if this ever gets, this is recorded and I'm saying it because it's the truth. Speak the truth and shame the devil. And we all talk about it like we're like, well, he's just very Germanic. They're very unemotional. We say these things, but we don't even know what the fuck we're saying. There's truth to stereotypes, some of them, and definitely with reptilians. So I don't know, but I'm keeping my ear to the wall, wondering how many, if I could do a study right now, how many percentage of YT people are losing their shit more. Maybe I know I got a problem. I realize I got some racism issues against my own, and I'm dealing with it. But there's some truth to it. That's all I'm saying.
And I think it's a great point. Great point to get to, which I'm happy that you are here, because I feel like all so much time that not only are what they call black people criticized in communities, but we also tear each other down to a great point where we have to start seeing a balance with the issues.
Yeah, but the man
The,
started that.
the, the
Same with
veil
women.
the veil is time for it to be unlifted. You just said
Yes,
people are shedding their skins right in front of you.
that
I
is
I
so
mean,
weird. You just said that.
if we're not in the Aquarian age, I don't know what's to be said of it. When
Yeah.
they said that everything would be revealed, it is really being revealed, and it's time for us to love it and relish in it. Certain
Yeah.
things need you for survival. A vampire needs a host to eat on. It's time for us to stop being like, realize when you are a leader. Realize, when we go into a lot of this, I speak, I'll be like, God body. Like, I want to I say we about to have the socks, keychains, and everything because it's time to really represent who you are. None of us made ourselves. We didn't come out just being who we are for no reason. So it's time to be the greatest version of whatever you are. If you're a
Yeah,
vampire, alien, reptile, whatever it is, I think
whatever the fuck.
whatever the fuck it is, be that and be great at it. Like, don't,
Absolutely.
don't, but don't try to hinder. You cannot have free will if you hinder another's free will. It is the only reason why certain things are happening because we all need each other for survival. And Miss Gma is definitely to get to you because you also spoke something else that I think it is very important for people to hear.
Well, as
Um,
far as technicalities, yes, and I can get away with saying it
yeah,
easier than you can. However, people losing their fucking minds. And there was something else that you just. What did you just say? The last two sentences. What were you saying?
I don't know.
That we all need. Okay, that's the bigger thing. I make it about race in a whole different way, but that's because we got to get over race, but we got to get through race issues to get over the race issues. So yes, we need to shed our skin and realize that none of us have skin. And when we get to that point, so we do have to get past. But to me, I am all about historical correctness before people can
There we go.
truly open up and go, okay, great.
There we
Okay,
go.
so now we get the issue: black gods, white gods, purple ones, orange. People don't even want to get into that yet.
God, bye.
But once we get through the real race talks, then we can go, guess what? None of it fucking matters because there is fourth dimensional, there is white people. If you want to go to the darkest parts of this theory, there are, there's a place for everybody that wants to awaken. No one's going to be left behind that doesn't want to be,
And
but you
and
have
let
to not want to be.
and let me hit a trigger point while we at this. I want
And that's
to
beautiful.
I definitely want to hit this trigger point. Like they say, and I don't think this is a white person's black person's thing, but this does say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I find it ironic that the sun is getting hotter, and some people,
Yeah,
and
you're the
it's not
you're the
blaming
people
the
of the
people,
sun.
and here we go, and we're needed for survival.
Yes,
Whether
but who
white people,
survives? You
this is
do.
what this is because I think there's an alignment to where a lot of politicians speak on depopulation. A lot of this
Mm-hmm.
depopulation is it's for different reasons, but it's only going to
Mm-hmm.
benefit a few, and it's not. It's set out here to scare white people. To scare white people have adrenaline pumping through their body, so they make irrational decisions. There is truth that
Yeah, they call
melanated
it
people
loosh.
have actually saved this planet several times. I think, however, this time, um, we're almost in a position where only thing we could do is sit back or evolve to being the super beings we are at this present
That's
time.
it.
It's the only
All we
thing
can
we
do.
could do, and the world can wait on that, or either the people in the position can start a coalition with helping these people become who they are again, becoming great again. You know, the Donald Trump
Yes.
slogan, "Make America become." Let these God
Yeah.
bodies, let the ones who came here to correct it, help them in the correction. If you try to leave certain people out, man, there will be problems on this planet forever. Like, you know,
I,
and some
I'm
people,
not sure that that's not
yeah,
what this existence is about. I'm not sure that this realm isn't supposed to be that way. To a degree, not as harsh as it is, because we had an invasion from an outside universe, which is where this breed of reptilians comes from. Their DNA is wired backwards. It's literally runs the opposite of what us humans, I have to say that, because even the top Illuminati are still fucking human. Know that. But what's above them are not. But
yeah, I'm
yeah.
aware
So
they don't have compassion. Not
nope.
only they definitely lack compassion, but
But
I
then
was.
there, but then
So do
there's
they want to
Syrians.
destroy the whole planet and think they're going to survive? I mean, is this
No,
the thought?
they're basically lost in the fucking woods, and they're using us as a food source. That's it.
Yeah, they're
That is
harvesting.
basically
They're
it.
harvesting us.
Mm,
They're harvesting
The
us as
loosh.
food. Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
mm.
food.
That's what it is.
Our,
If
you see, and that's why it's important for people to not go into a lower vibration because they eat that.
yes,
I mean, like
yes,
they stand around. You can go into a lower vibration. They come around. Your aura field is weakened, and they're able
it's
to
just
just
Mm,
it's Monsters Inc.
eat.
If you go watch
mm.
Monsters Inc., that's all it's about. Is they're stealing the
Yeah,
loosh from the children, because it's a source of energy for them. It's literally in your face in Monsters Inc.
yeah.
However, there are Arcturians, there are Syrians, there are Zetas that
Yeah,
they're also unemotional. And so it's not just white people though. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a race thing, but then it's not a race thing. It's a race thing, as in an alien race thing, before it was ever a skin color. And you know what? It can be simplified in a couple chapters. I mean, talk about critical race theory. They don't even have a goddamn clue what mine is, because we would teach children that it's no big deal. Black people are the children of the sun. They were made for this earth. So this earth is technically made, well, black people, you know, that doesn't mean that there's not a place for everybody, because in Atlantis and before Egypt, all of the races lived together in harmony before Atlantis started a war with Lemuria, with and Mu. And that was also because of the goddamn reptilians that came from Mars. So there's different reptilians. The ones that are the worst for us are the ones that destroyed Mars and moved here and tried to take over Atlantis. And so there was white, purple, black. But black skin was made for this earth. This is the earth of the people of the sun. That's it.
Hey, God body, Indigo. I know you got a lot to. I know you got a lot to say about that. You know, this was mic dropping comment, right? I mean, mic dropping response. G Mop, shout out to you. What's up, Indigo? What you got?
I mean, she kind of hit.
You know, I've been waiting
She
to
kind
talk for a while, so you got to shut me up.
she kind of hit it on the head. It's there were so many galactic wars. Um, I've meditated and tapped into some before. I'm Lyran, so I've
Yes, you
tapped.
are, girl.
There we
I've
go.
tapped into a lot of
Hail Bast. Hail Sekhmet.
deep things. So I've kind of seen some wars, and it's been nasty. From what I heard, the reptilians, the bad ones, the disagreeable ones, kind of got access maybe through a loophole or something. They were saying,
A
and they
wormhole. They came through they're called a black hole race.
wormhole, and they flooded the whole universe. They
Yep.
they
They're
even
old.
destroyed Lyra Vega. They said the
Yep.
Lyrans are still scattered all over the universe because our home star was destroyed by them. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's always been some war for a while, and
You know, for me, I say Dracos when I talk about the good ones. It's easier for me. Instead of calling them reptilians, I call them Dracos, and then I call the reptilians just so when I talk, you know which ones I'm talking about. You know,
yeah, but according to us melanated beings, the draconians are a lot of the ones that attack us.
they
So
are.
we we
They are.
kind of don't we kind of don't really like agree with any of them because all of them that come they want to sacrifice us. Honestly, they think we're
Well,
some type
that's all.
of
Yeah, yeah. What they did, was okay. So, the human that we are right now, Homo sapien sapien, is the black human. Okay, is the from the black gods, and the bad reptilian, which was Inky. He was one of the Draco reptilians, but come on, we talk about him because he's our father, and we're glad for him. But truth be told, he wanted the same shit that everyone else did. He wanted a slave race. But he did come to love us. Um, However, what was I gonna fucking say? I got so much to goddamn say. I'm like, oh god, here I go,
that he
god.
came to
I,
us.
But
yeah.
the Dracos, the white Draco, the alpha Draco.
So
Y'all
she
wanted to
said that
speak
they
on,
came
on,
to
on
love
what she
us.
was. Uh-huh.
I don't,
She yeah, she said they came to
I
love us. I
don't.
mean, in which I agree. I agree with what they say. The white race, with what they're calling the white race. I think deep down they do really have a admiration and a love. It's just it's happy Thursday, God body. Yeah, it's just I think they have an admiration and they do have a love there. I think it does exist. However, it's being made where they have to fear it. The younger generation definitely will speak about their admiration. How they you see it in the sports world, you see it in the entertainment world. You see it.
But
However,
see,
they, uh-huh,
I believe
I
they're
hear you.
different.
Yes,
I
yes.
said I believe
Speak on it.
they're different. They're
Speak
not.
on it.
They're not the same as their ancestors.
Mm-mm.
The
They're not.
the newer Caucasian race.
Ah,
They're not
I'm back.
same as they're not the same as their ancestors at all. That's why they call them the indigo or the rainbow children because I'm trying to tell people that y'all are gonna be mad when y'all are standing here and y'all see white people going up because their people coming from them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't be wanting to hear that shit
Yeah.
because just like she said, everybody got you feel me? They're not finna let like Dolores Cannon come here and teach us all this shit and then she gotta go to round one. For what
Exactly.
reason would that be?
E-
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
exactly.
I think I think all people need to realize that again, this is an energy war, not a color
Thank
war.
you.
There we
But see,
go.
but that's just it. We got to recognize what it is and where it started and how it happened. Then we can eliminate the racist shit. But we have
I
to,
don't think it matters.
and not at this point.
I don't think it matters. I don't think that anybody right now it'll benefit them to know where it started, how it started. I think that it'll benefit people to know what is going on right
You're
now,
right. But
what they, what they can study, how
yeah,
it can help, what they can do. They got to catch up. Time to be telling them about no old shit. Listen, y'all got to catch up
Yeah.
because
no,
they
you're
said until
right.
the last minute people can wake up. Like somebody can
Yep.
wake up.
Yeah. Oh my God, I hope so because I got people. We all got people in our life, but damn.
I don't care.
Yeah. Then
I,
I'll
I
see. That's what I'm
detach
saying though.
much. I don't care.
Well, you know,
Hey,
when it's you know who I'm talking about, Jenna.
you don't they don't have to know all about the past, but if they don't learn about the past, they are gonna have to do what they call a rebirth. They're gonna have to drop everything they've known up to this point and trash it, and then relearn a whole different type of way.
I do think that's why I feel like there needs to be a crash course, that they even need to understand what happened in
Yeah.
Egypt and Samaria, and
But
understand why there's different colors of skin. People can't even answer that goddamn question, so that we can get over
yeah,
it.
well, Jacob, they just need to learn about Yakub. He created them. It's certain things like that where when people
But they can't
finally do
believe
it,
that shit. They
but it's not they can't believe it. They'll be okay. They said that they have some type of cleanse body to go into that can't understand. So from what I'm heard,
yeah, that's I
from what I've meditated and seen, y'all, they're going to be teaching them hands on, all collectively. Everybody
see.
who's in different levels of
Yes.
there's going to be different levels of consciousness and beings from different levels, and they're going to come. I had a talk with my son yesterday, and I told him that if something happens spiritually and he's separated from us, not to be afraid of the ancestors ever. I said, if you see your brother and sister go up or anything, however this happens, you can't be afraid. You have to watch them and take care of your brother and sister and stay
Yeah.
with them. Because I told him, I said, the ancestors don't want y'all scared of them. That's their worst thoughts from what I've read and seen. So
All right.
But
So
Indigo,
how
oh
do you
my
feel about
god,
this? I got a question for you guys.
yeah.
This is new.
okay.
This part's new to me. Okay. Maybe like a year old. Once in a while I'd hit something, but I wasn't into it enough to dig into it. You know. Okay. So what do you guys think about this theory of don't go to the light because it's the Saturn moon matrix? Bullshit. But then other people are like, make sure you turn around. Then other people are like, no, make sure you go to the light. And so it's like 50-50 for all the bigwigs talking about it. What are you guys' opinion about this shit?
This is my opinion on that. Exactly what Indigo said. There's a sense of fear. I mean, I have to throw the story out here that happened to me because it was one of the most brilliant parts of my life, and I've been getting clues ever since. But I have an ancestor, Nah Bingy. Stress that, man. He had major impact on people in America. He owned a store in New York. He was the first kind of magical person that I had ever been across.
Who
But
was
we
he?
got his
Send
name
me.
is his name is Nah Bingy. I definitely see, yeah, like he's somebody I held real close to me. But at the end of the day, I have to say
Is
this
he kind of
part
like?
because
Is he kind of like Dr. Sebi in a way?
he was a shaman,
Oh,
a shaman, but he was definitely well versed. He had lived in Gambia for I think like 18 years, but however which way, I'm not gonna even go too far into the
oh,
story that I
please
had with
do.
him.
I love
But
stories.
but but no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I will go into it, but basically to say a long story short, he asked me if I could move something without touching it that was on his table. And
Mm-hmm.
he turned around and said, I have a lot of weight on me. I have children. I have to pay rent. You have to do this. He said, when have you ever sat in a dark room for 7 straight days and the only thing you thought about was something moving?
7 days.
For 7 days. He said, stay in a
Janelle.
dark room. And this is key to what you just said. You said, should I go to the light? Later on, after he transitioned, I talked to a lady that spoke about people on the hill in Jamaica, which Indigo happens to be in Jamaica. But she spoke on a hill, and I'll get in touch with her where she said several people could move things because once you stay in dark for a certain amount of time, you end up seeing a light somewhere. And that
Yeah,
light
your
is where
senses grow.
and this is where our magical gifts are located. They keep us at a point where we're so busy we will never sit in a room for 7 straight days. We will never go into the woods and actually see what real night is with real lights. What's going on in the sky? What's going on in the ocean? It's so much going on, but we're busy at work. We're busy with adrenaline pumping through our bodies while we're being used. Our fear is being used as a feeding source, and it's not, and it has nothing to do with color anymore. Like I say, to
No,
me,
it doesn't.
to me, white people might not admit it. When I worked in the oil field, it was the first time I ever recognized a lot of these white people were the same people as I was. I actually had to live in bunkers and homes with them where I seen the arguments with their wives. I seen
Yeah,
the way they live from a day to day basis. Some things culturally was different than the culture
but
that
it's
I'm
the
from,
same shit.
but it was the same exact shit. And they all
Absolutely.
still to this day take me as the first person that they was actually learning a whole lot of shit from. So I'm like, okay, so me being, it was actually the reverse end of what the world portrays. But white people loves watching black people play sports and entertainment. They admire black and on so many forms, but it's difficult because of their culture for them to outwardly say it. And the fact that it is supported, that black people actually think in schools up until this day that they came from slavery is ridiculous. A lot of these thoughts and things that are put out here is ridiculous. So we have to all together start taking these step forwards to correct things. There's no reason why religion should be running the religious Vatican should be over the whole world and archaeologists. Meanwhile, the things the archaeologists dig up from the ground is being thrown away like it's trash. People
Right,
believe,
or flooded, like
man,
fucking other pyramid. They have a
man,
pyramid that's melted. You can, and it could only be melted from the top down by nuclear weapons. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. So we gotta start being aware. That
But you talk
awareness
about,
though.
yes.
Uh huh.
So you were going to tell that story about that guy transitioning, and how you were around all these white people, realizing that if people just have exposure to other cultures, they'll bust that bubble of their perceptions. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
exposure, exposure. But I was raised in three, four different kinds of cultures at different areas of my life, so I'm a smorgasbord. Um, but um, oh fuck, I had it again, but I lost it again. God
Hey,
damn it.
I will say this too though. But with these things of us not understanding each other's culture, there is a fear. There is a fear. It's a huge fear there. It's a huge fear there. So I think go back to the adrenochrome again too. But Indigo Goddess, why don't you give your first close get the closing statements out here to close up the great conversation and great topics that we didn't drop the jewels we didn't drop today.
Okay. In closing, we need to study. We need to understand prophecy. We need to understand end times. We have to. Um, this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of information. So, in closing, we all have to stay studying, stay on top of things. If you're not expanding your mind, then what are you really doing? You feel me? Um,
Exactly.
we can't stay asleep. But like I say, I don't worry because I know those who are programmed will not even click on this video. You feel me?
That's
So
true.
I'm
They
good.
won't be
I'm good.
motivated to.
Yeah, I'm good with everything. Everyone stay protected. Get your crystals. Get your Palo Santo. Light your candles.
Oh, that's what I was
I,
going to tell you about the Homo
Oh,
sapien.
we do it. Oh yeah. She was doing a closing statement. Here we go. All right, go ahead though. What was that? What was that?
I'm sorry, I'm new to this, guys. You're gonna have to
Oh yeah.
teach me manners. Social
Yeah. Yeah.
social etiquette is new, online to me. So, no, I was saying the Homo sapien sapien, that what we are, every human that's alive right now, came from a black man and black woman. Period. I mean, I was 3 years old and I was asking my mom, why don't black people have white moles? And that haunted me for
Mm,
years. I was 3, and not until
mm,
I was older did maybe 20, I got into the fact that, holy shit, white people have moles because that's the matrix coming through us, our original ancestors. Now, there's a reason that this shit's important to me, because I think if we give a basic history lesson, we can't even get people to believe in the fucking aliens, let alone that there's several kinds and how they look. That's why I think it's important that we do have critical race theory, but not the kind that they want. We have to understand the roots of humanity before we can go, wow, we really are one race. Then we can get past the 1960s race talks and then we can get elevated and drop them all together and get to what Janelle's saying. That's what I think. Then we can study. What is your purpose? How do you move in this life? Talk about right now. It's not the time to confront people. It's not the time to get involved in drama. It's not. It's time to stay in the eye of the storm and worry about yourself right now, and that includes with your children. Like Janelle said, we have to arm our children right now and hope that they can individually stand on their own spirit, even though they might only be 9 or 17 in their earth body. That doesn't mean that we can't speak to their soul and say, honey, you came during this time. You know what you need to do.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
So my son Kingston asked me about cloaking yesterday or today, and I couldn't explain it to him, because he's 7 and he's playing Spider-Man, and he literally just cloaked to get around the enemies, and I'm like, that's cloaking.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
These new
Yeah.
star seeds, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
As a mom, it's hard as
Oh my God, I
parents,
wish
but to sit back and go,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wish I could
I got to learn how to shut up and let people talk during lives. It's not like a normal conversation. So I'm, I'll get it eventually.
Okay. So yeah, what do you got for closing knowledge? What's up? We let grandma go. You go. What's up?
Yeah. Hey, look, we was gonna close, but she came back in with the gems. Like, hey, I think we can keep the conversation going.
Well, I kind of gotta apologize, or so I don't get killed in Utah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna whip you into shape. We're gonna get you into shape. No, you got a lot.
But I still have to speak the truth. I can't not speak the truth. And so I'm not. So to kind of walk it back a little bit, I am not saying that white people are evil. I'm not saying that, because if anyone was gonna be, I would be in the running for that. And so Janelle understands, I'm sure, and you do a little bit, but it's the fact that fuck, I lose it. I'm on
G-Mark, I get into this. Do people have tails? Is this a real thing?
That's the
look, they say get out of there.
universe.
Hey, that's how you run it out of there. Hey, that's how you do it. That's the unite. Hey, real tough. Hey, you say what?
Your closing statements in.
Hey, yeah, closing statement. Closing statement. Hey, y'all have seen us reveal what cloaking is. Actually on live. I mean, I don't know. The God is indigo. Hey, look.
People are born with tails. Did I?
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
People, absolutely. I'll tell you. There is Anunnaki recessive genes. Oh, type O negative, number 1. Like I said, type O negative is one of the traits. Another trait is giganticism, and that is why all of your black athletes are extremely fucking tall, because they're still given a head nod to the Nubian pharaonic lines, to the first gods. That is why they are praising the tall black athlete, because he is the Nephilim. He is representative.
Nephilim. Okay.
What's that?
God body. Hit it again, Indigo. We here. They tried to pause you out. Pop it one more time. We gotta hear that one more time. There we go. God body. Word life.
That's beautiful.
The Nephilim. She said that's the reason.
So now black and white are Nephilim, but now you have albinos. That is why they don't know why they do it after thousands of years, kind of, but that is why albinos are slaughtered and killed and used for magic in Africa and other African countries. They kill the albinos, this, and that is why, because they are directly recessive gene of the Anunnaki that oppressed them to begin with.
Now I gotta speak on that.
Okay,
it's one I gotta speak on that. You say what, goddess?
Aren't they a part of the Eve gene?
The albino. Now I was gonna say that because there are tribes in Africa where they are 100%
albino.
Wait, please repeat yourself, because I didn't get to hear it.
Oh yeah, God body, word life. So there are tribes in Africa where pretty much the whole tribes are albino. And
Yes, some of
a
them.
lot of these tribes, were known for a lot of the magic.
Yes,
Like this is what it's time with for people. There are people without souls that are white, black, Chinese, Hispanic, all these
yes,
different names we have given on people. But with the Schumann resonance, and the more that the frequencies of the earth is actually raising, it is all determined on who's putting in the work. Like
yes.
who you are to the core. The skin, you could be in a car wreck and the car catches on fire, it could burn your skin. I mean,
Yeah,
we
it's so
we definitely have to
stupid.
get past. We have to get past it, but in order to get past it,
We got
people cannot hide the true
exactly.
origins. If you take away the roots, the trees are gone. There are no longer trees that exist. But once that tree knows its roots and it can feel its roots, it can connect to other trees and help other trees that are
Absolutely.
about to fall over. It can help them regrow correctly.
Yes.
So this is where we got to get to. Like we definitely have to get to the root. Because I think hey, this is part of this. What they say you're a black. Realize in my age right now, let's just say this: in the '60s, black people weren't called black or African American, not even in the '60s.
Called colored.
Yes.
They were called color and Negro.
Yeah.
So if we look at the 5 different names that black people have just been called in the last 100 years, we don't even know who, what, or why. Like we have been put in a position, and it's not a we. We are realizing that we were a model. We were basically a model to this to say, hey, look, everything is not good with y'all, but look how bad it is for these people. And meanwhile, the small percentage of people that were in control of everything, now we're at the point where you see they don't care about nothing. Like they don't care about those, but it's great. It's really a great thing because we're called human, which means we came from the people that have hue. There's no doubt about this. These shouldn't even be things that we have to argue
This
about,
should
be in
be
discomfort
right.
about.
This should be like
Yeah,
this
it
should
shouldn't
be
even
an
exist.
elementary school conversation we're
Yeah,
having.
it really should. But because the world where we're at in this world is not elementary, because we all need to have fear pumping through our body. We all need to be skeptical of each other, critical of every person that you talk to on the phone. Somebody else should be critical. We're just in a weird. I think a weird. I say it's weird, but I think we're in really a great time, depending on how we react. When they say responsibility, it's the ability to respond when needed. That's the only thing response. So when we develop this emergency and sense of responsibility, we can respond to where we need it. We're gonna change the perception
Oh, it's
of what the
changing.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, but the majority of us are not gonna make it. Like it's just a part of it that is
It
a
is.
hard, real truth, and it could be. You say it could be a child,
Yep.
mother, father. It doesn't matter. So that part of the people that don't have compassion, I get a lot of times when you base decisions off emotional responses. This is why the reptilian brain is whooping the human's brain ass, is because they don't have any emotional
It's
response.
more survival.
It's it's just due. Yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely more of survival. So it's more of an emergency and a response reaction. So it's like if a snake rears head back and you like doo doo doo, it's all cool, but the snake is showing you that it's about to strike you. We getting struck and struck and struck, but
Yep.
we're still not able to look and pay attention to what we're getting struck by. So I'm gonna give my closing statements to this. And I've been talking for a second here, so I'm gonna make this real quick. The Mississippi River is definitely going through a drought in different places.
No
Dams
shit.
have been built all around the Mississippi River. You are never supposed to restrict flowing water.
What?
This is in the Bible. This is in the Quran. This is in all people's scriptures. You are never supposed to restrict flowing water. So all of these lakes we see, lakes are man-made. Rivers are made by the Creator. They're naturally occurring. Lakes are not naturally occurring.
Wow,
They're
I
all
didn't know
man-made.
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when we throw these terms out here, let's start researching what we're doing and what we know. Lakes are man-made.
By bone.
Rivers or natural.
Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. God body, word life. So going into this, why are these dams, these waters being restricted?
Because they're a conduit.
Eventually,
Fuck.
eventually, the path that we're headed when we think that it's okay to eat the animals, it's okay to put the animals in zoo, but we think all the homeless people deserve to be homeless. We think that they all made bad decisions. None of these people were in the military, huh? Like, hey man, it's critical thinking that
Yeah.
we really have to start looking at things a different type way to realize we're all the same, and it's gonna take all of us to change it. Just like we were used as puppets and pawns to destroy this planet we live on, we got to be used as warriors to ourselves and get this thing correct. With that being said, I think we're gonna change the narrative. That's what I'm gonna work towards, like changing the narrative. In
Absolutely.
closing,
Is
in
it is
closing.
it okay if I say one more thing? Because I feel like I kind of put my
Oh,
foot in my
get,
mouth for
get,
my first live.
oh no, go ahead. You got
I
it.
just have to clean it up a bit because it's so heavy. Um, I, me personally, someday we talk about it. I do think that the psychopathic gene did come from Enlil, which was north, and so that is the only reason that I link original psychopathy with Enlil, with white, pure white. That's not
Mm-hmm.
saying that only white people can be psychopaths, because they
No.
can have Enlil's blood running through them and they can be Chinese. Nowadays, we really, unless you're black like you, then we
Mm-hmm.
really don't know what mix we have. And that includes you guys. You guys could have
Mm-hmm.
Enlil in you too from thousands of years
Definitely,
ago. So that's why
it
I'm
definitely
saying
is.
that I do give credibility that the psychopathic gene existed through Enlil's genetics. But that doesn't mean that all white people are the only ones that claim psychopathy. Okay, that's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. God body. And with that being said, y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all came and was here with us. One love. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and definitely go follow. Definitely go follow us. Yeah, support, man. We out there. Peace out.